Hi guys, and welcome back to On the Fence. So Liverpool have just been defeated at Molly. Okay, Liverpool have just been defeated 2-1 by Wolves in the FA Cup third round. At Molineux against Wolves. I think I've already said that. Poor intro. Okay, yeah, Liverpool are out of the FA Cup already. Thank fuck, because it's over before it even started. We rotated the side, 9 changes I think it was, and then we had to have another change straight away when Lovren decided to get injured. Hopefully, I don't think it's too serious. I think he's just, had like a muscle injury. So from the outset of the game, so we had to bring on another debutant, 16-year-old Kiana Hoover. So obviously, we've had to rotate the squad heavily, just because of how the games have been placed in January and stuff like that. We've just come off the back of like a really tough run of fixtures in December over Christmas, New Year. Just faced Manchester City in the Premier League and lost, and then the FA Cup starts. Then it's just like there's so many games thick and fast, and Liverpool had to make changes. So I don't really understand why BBC One pundits were slating Liverpool for making changes, because of course you're going to protect your players, you're going to look after your players, because it's them players that are going to try and win your games in the future and stuff like that. So Klopp had to sort of protect players like Mo Salah, like Bobby Firmino, like Sadio Mane. Players that have played a lot of games, Junior Wijnaldum as well, in particular Van Dijk. These players have played nearly every game, so of course he's gonna back them up, and of course he's gonna give them a rest that they've deserved, because they've played nearly every game over these short run of fixtures. And of course, again, we've got a crisis in our centre half departments, because our only fit centre half, well, right now, as I'm speaking right now, is Virgil van Dijk. He's our only fit centre half now. So we're looking at a world where at the weekend, when we go away to Brighton in the Premier League, we're possibly going to be after playing Fabinho in the centre half. So, look, I'm not too worried about the fact that we got beaten in the FA Cup. I'd rather go out to the FA Cup than get a replay. I'd rather, we didn't score that equaliser and go and get a draw and have to play another game. And look, I'm not really that bothered that we're out of the FA Cup either, because if you give me an option of fighting in the FA Cup, because it's not guaranteed we're going to win it, fight in the FA Cup or fight in the Champions League and Premier League, you know what I mean? One of them is guaranteed. You're always going to fight in the Premier League till the end, because every game, you don't. It's not a knockout competition. So the 2 knockout competitions are Champions League or FA Cup. They're the 2 that we were still in. And I'd rather have Champions League anyway. I'd rather have European ties and stuff like that. So look, like, obviously I don't know the name because it's just a bunch of random letters. But as much as it's poor and it's annoying, we can just focus on the league now and the Champions League. So I'm fine with that. Look, at the end of the day, people are going to try and banter Liverpool fans because we've lost 2 games in 4 days. But look, we're not City. They lost 3-5 or 3-4. So, they were beaten by Chelsea. They were beaten by Palace at home, and then Leicester away. So, Liverpool, I don't think we're going to lose another game. I think we're going to bounce back. And, hi, mate, you're okay. I wasn't sure that you were. Yeah, nice to see you commenting, and nice to see you back in the rounder. I don't think Liverpool are gonna go and completely bottle it. Look, because people think we are gonna, but we're really not. Liverpool aren't a poor side anymore. Liverpool aren't a side that go and bottle things like that. So look, it is what it is. We're out of the FA Cup. I'm not really too arsed. I'm more bothered about the fact that the senior players in this game didn't really stand up the way they should do. As far as I'm concerned, Alberto Moreno can fuck off. I'm sick of seeing him playing in a game of football. I don't want to see him play in a Liverpool shirt anymore. He just pisses me off. He's come out last week and started saying about how he's ready to move on and all stuff like that, and he's been unhappy at not getting chances under Klopp. But at the end of the day, Andrew Robertson's 10 times the player he is. And when you watch this game with Alberto Moreno playing left back, you see his deficiencies on the pitch. You see how poor he is, and I'm not bothered if he doesn't play a game again for Liverpool, because he's poor. He's not as good as Andrew Robertson, and he's in this performance from him was pathetic, really. And I can label a few players with that, but Divock Origi was one of them in the first half, because in the first half we were absolutely shite, and then Origi gets the equaliser to make it 1-1. But a fantastic goal by Ruben Neves is what wins the cup tie for Wolves. And look, fair enough, because they went full strength in this game, and I think it would have been a bit undeserved if we'd have got an equaliser or gone and won it with Firmino or Salah off the bench or something like that. I think it would have been undeserved if we'd have gone and nicked it, because they put out a full strength side and they deserved to win the game. They played better than we did. We were shit. Our younger players, the players who come in for debuts and stuff like that, actually played a little bit better than the senior pros, and you know, that's quite worrying. You know, Keanu Hoover had a sort of up and down game, but he showed in little spells why he's so highly rated. You know, he's going to be a fantastic player. Let me assure you that he's going to be very, very good. Hopefully, if he can stay injury free and just develop, he will be a class player. Fabinho looked okay in the centre half, but you know, he was getting drawn out a little bit too much, and you know, he just doesn't. He's not a centre half, so he doesn't take up natural centre half positions and stuff like that. You know, he seems to get drawn out a little bit. So it'd be interesting to see if he does play at the weekend against Brighton in the league. You know, will he stay closer to Van Dijk and things like that? You know, with Van Dijk next to him, because he obviously talks to players and you know, sort of orders them around and things like that into positions. So you know, because the problem in this game was that we didn't have really the same midfield either. You know, we had a midfield of Milner, Shaqiri, and I think Curtis Jones or whoever. You know, sorry, Naby Keita it was. How could I forget? So, you know, and you know, they weren't really holding the midfield well. Fabinho would have been great holding that midfield, but, you know, due to the centre-half crisis that we've got, you know, he couldn't play in centre mid like he wanted to. So, you know, like I said, it is what it is. Before I carry on, I do want to just mention Wolves fans singing "Sign On" to Liverpool fans. You know, the unemployment rate in Liverpool is 4.83%. The unemployment rate in Wolves, in Wolverhampton, is 4.9%. So yeah, facts and logic and all that stuff. You know, if people are going to try and banter people, then at least use true statements. At least use facts, not your opinion. Just because everyone says Liverpool's full of nice one, Joe. I've got to hide that comment. Sorry. Just because people say that Liverpool's full of scousers who rob all this shit, blah, 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 doesn't mean it's true. People are just absolute knobheads. And it's more funny, to be honest, because, you know, you're trying to use a false statement to try and banter people. To be honest, Joe, you should be more offended at that than I am, because you're more of a scouser than me, I'm sure of it. But yeah, it is what it is. Liverpool out of the FA Cup. Fair play. We can just now concentrate on the league and the Champions League. I'm fine with that. You know, join me next week because we're going to be playing Brighton in the league away, and hopefully we can kickstart the season back up again. You know, only one defeat in the league. That's all I'm really bothered about. 4 points clear at the top. We're sitting pretty. Look, let's not use these last two games to overshadow what's been such a good first half of the season so far, and we've got another half to go. You know, we've worked so hard to get where we are. And we've done so well to get where we are as well. And don't let anybody try and you know, beat that out of you. You know, don't let anyone try and banter you and try and tell you that Liverpool are in a crisis or Liverpool is shit, because we're not. We're really not. We're top of the league. People can't banter people to team who are top of the league unless we fall off. And if we fall off, and we do, then fair enough. That's fine. You know, we can be called bottlers and all shit like that. But for the moment, let's just enjoy the ride. We are Liverpool. We're top of the league. We're the best team in the country right now. So I'm fine with that. You know, if people want to try and banter us, that's fine, because all we have to say is we're top of the league, 4 points clear, and half the season's not done yet. So it is what it is. Thank you guys for watching. Subscribe to the channel. I still feel like shit. That's why I can't really talk properly. Yeah, join me next week for Brighton away in the Premier League, where we can hopefully carry the season on. Like the video, and I'll see you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.